Life is weird.
Super weird.
So, what did we decide to do with our fascination for the strange and unusual?
We made a podcast about it. This is Weirdify. Now,
let's get weird.
I mean, I wish I had recorded that, but
it's okay.
I didn't.
It's fine.
But we're recording now. They don't get to hear our measuring tape banter.
That's okay.
Unfortunately,
That's fine.
just it lives in our memories, and that's all.
It's okay. Memories are a good place to hold things.
Memories all alone in the moonlight.
Amanda was a soprano, and I was an alto.
Oh, we are off to the races.
Okay, I've noticed that I'm very much a lightweight. We already know this.
Yeah.
But, I mean, you filled up on your drink before we recorded. I didn't fill up on mine, and I'm already like, whoa!
I mean, we love a
hey,
whoa!
Hey.
Beat.
C. Okay.
Ding, ding.
All right, wow.
Anyways, would you like a refill now that you're out?
No, I'm good.
Come on. That's fine.
Then why did we click start on the recording?
You know, it's okay. There's no rules. We create our own rules. Okay, Hayley has her Beveragino.
Yeah,
she has a refill on her drink. So we are ready to rock and roll.
Should we mention the fact that we've literally just been talking for an hour and a half? They won't know. It'll be maybe a second.
It'll be seamless to you.
It'll be seamless, but we just had a lot of the deep talks. Amanda tried to make her drink better because she was out of sparkling water, so she ended up making a gin vodka tonic lime.
There's no gin. It's just vodka.
Vodka tonic lime.
Right, yeah.
With lime.
Even though G&T is normally how I do my tonic, a G meaning gin. We were already on the vodka kick, so anyways, yeah.
So yeah, it's been a long time.
It has been.
Since our minute and a half in. But Amanda just experienced quite an experience.
Yeah, so when we poured our drinks for the first portion of the evening, I didn't have a straw. But then I grabbed a straw. Like, I have these paper straws that Alex and I have had since Halloween of last year. So we just use them from time to time, and I thought, I'll use them at this time. But then I forgot I had one, and I just grabbed my drink and stuck it in my face, and the straw, it was just one of those, like, couldn't have been more perfectly placed moments where it went right in my nose. And I just looked at Hayley and waited for her to notice. I'm like, well, she let out, like, a little, and I was like, oh, God, what? And I looked up, and her nostril is, like, getting a perfect little hug to this straw. It's literally just like the perfect fit. She's staring at me like a one-toothed walrus, a one-toothed nose walrus. Y'all, it's going to be too late by the time you hear this, but if you can send help, please do.
Yeah.
We need it.
I'm not the one that put the straw in my nose.
You're right. I need it.
Oh my God. Okay.
Speaking of orange and white, how was your Halloween?
My personal Halloween?
My personal nostril hurts. How was your Halloween?
My Halloween was good.
It was good?
Yeah. It was very chill. We made spaghetti and meatballs and garlic bread, and I made a Beetlejuice cocktail, which was Midori with Malibu rum. And then my sister made like mummy garlic bread where she took like strips of mozzarella cheese and like made like the little mummy wraps on them because Kelsey's adorable and we love her and she's hella creative. And then we watched Beetlejuice and it was great and it was very chill.
Very cool.
Yeah, it was a very easygoing Halloween. I did Saturday night go to a friend's Halloween party.
Right.
And I got the drunkest I've been in a long time. And
what?
Granted, I did not.
How is this the first time hearing of this?
I did not drink that much. Mm-hmm. I had one of those ice, like, flavored sparkling water things. You know what I'm talking about? Like
Smirnoff Ice?
No. It was like the literal, it's like a flavored water. It's like, it's basically like,
oh, yeah.
You know,
I know.
Like the low calorie ice drinks.
I know exactly.
They're in like a tall, skinny water bottle.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I had one of those. It was like a peach nectar one mixed with vodka. I was a little heavy handed on the vodka, which was fine.
That's fine.
But then my friend was like, will someone do a shot with me? And she said it just like that. I was like, I can't not do a shot with you.
Oh, is that the voice? So I know for future ever.
You have to like beg me. We're like, Hayley, can you shot with me? Where I feel bad. And then
no, I'm
like,
channeling all of this so that I know for future ever.
Okay.
For future rest of my
she
life,
was like,
rest of
well,
my
can
days.
someone do a shot with me? And I was like, I'll do a shot with you. And so I stuck with vodka. So I did like one regular like solo cup sized peach vodka drink combination, whatever I had, and then a shot of vodka. Oh, I did have a vodka cranberry when we went out to like just a bar just to hang out. And that snuck up on me, and I was supposed to be the DD. Luckily, Michael had sobered up.
Oh, good.
Because I was in the car and I was like, I think he drank too much. And then I went home and I was in my Operation Game costume and I just kind of belly flopped on my bed and I was kind of just like undulating and shimmying out of my clothes, and I had done like milk braids like on my head, and so I had shit tons of bobby pins to hold it in place, and so I'm just lazily just like throwing bobby pins at Michael, and then I'm like kind of like sloppily trying to get my earrings out of my ears, and I don't even shower, brush my teeth, I don't wipe my makeup off, nothing, and I just kind of like caterpillar to my side of the bed, and I just pass out. Anyway, yeah, that was it.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I didn't mean that was it, as in like that was the whole story. Like there was nothing else.
I was like, should I pay the fee?
No, like you just undulated to
I just undulated and then I passed out.
Okay.
Yeah. I didn't get blackout drunk, but I was definitely very tired and I went straight to sleep, and Michael the next morning was like, you went like straight to sleep. I was like, yeah. And then I woke up and my eyes were just smeared with just makeup. And it was
Happens to the
beautiful.
Best of us.
Yeah. I was like, good morning. I'm a Disney princess.
That's accurate.
Except I look more like roadkill. If I had taken a sip of anything else, they probably would have pushed me over the edge. And that was not my intention. I was supposed to be DD. But then I was like, my friends and her husband are going to drive by. And I showed her like the video of the Ghostbusters car. She was like, she totally could have come. And I was like,
you know what? And perhaps I would have, but Alex needed a Slimer, so.
You know, you had priorities. And from what I understand, you were a fantastic Slimer.
I mean, okay, so last night we saw Ghostbusters in theaters.
The new one?
No.
Oh.
Yeah, exactly. The original Ghostbusters we saw last night in the theater. $5 a ticket.
I still haven't seen it.
You haven't seen the original Ghostbusters?
I haven't seen any of them. I've seen bits and pieces, but I've never seen it from start to finish.
I've seen Ghostbusters once, start to finish, but it was years ago. Probably with Alex, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, he was like looking online last night. And this is after Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Sunday being Halloween, that we drove around in his
super epic travel-sized Ghostbusters vehicle.
Yeah, the travel-sized Ecto-1.
Complete with sirens and Bluetooth speakers and him in his jumpsuit with his proton pack, and Amanda with Slimer.
Amazing. Yeah, it was so much fun. We drove all over San Diego. I was like, I envy the map of San Diego you have, even though you were like born in Portland. I want the map of San Diego in your head, in my head.
He just knows where to go.
He just knows where to go. And like, but then he sent me a text of like, this is the route and we're going to hit all the main places. I'm just like, wow, man, you're so like cool.
You're so cool.
You
if I wasn't married to you, I'd totally want to marry you.
You build a Ghostbusters mobile. Friday was just him and me. It was fun. Saturday, everybody was out. Everybody. Like, downtown was packed. Like, everywhere was packed.
Halloween was on a Sunday, so they were celebrating Saturday.
Yes, 100%. So then Sunday was a lot of kids, which was really fun too, because the couple that we brought, they brought a big old bag of candy and we just kept pulling over for kids and
so cute.
Handing out candy, and it was just really fun. And especially for like the parents too, because the parents really,
I lived vicariously through you guys. It sounded like it was a freaking blast.
The parents, I feel like, know it better than us, or like than the kids. Not than us, but like the parents know it better than the kids.
Right.
And so they're like, this is so cool. And yeah, it was really fun.
It looked freaking badass.
It was.
It looked absolutely badass. I expect nothing that Alex does. If he wants to do something, I always expect that it's going to be above and beyond fantastic, which it normally is, because he's just so talented. But I didn't see it in person, and I didn't have to, because it was, the videos were just amazing.
Well, you still can, because Ghostbusters.
Oh yeah, because he wants it for the new movie.
Whatever, I don't know if it's 3 or something.
No, it's
or
like
whatever.
it's like a new. It's like I think a whole new chapter.
Yeah, so that comes out on Thanksgiving Day. He wants to see it pre-driving around with the Ecto that he made. Like, he wants to see it for himself, focused in the movie.
Right.
And then we're going to go to the drive-in and drive it around and be in costume, and it's going to be fun.
That's going to be so
He's
fun.
like, I'm not ready to tear it apart yet.
No,
And
I think I told him he should keep it up.
Not with the movie coming out.
Yeah, no, I told him A, for that, and then B, I was like, he should just always leave it for sure, because he drives his motorcycle anyway, so you should just leave it as like a little fun.
Yeah.
You know, if he's having a bad week, he could be like, I'm gonna go drive my E1.
Yeah.
I just need a good smile.
The dads are here for it. The dads love it. The dads.
Well, Alex gives me very big like dad energy.
Absolutely.
So
he sets his mind to something and he does it. And he created truly the
it was very cool.
Ghostbusters mobile of San Diego.
It was very cool. I showed everyone at the party, and then I didn't know where you were going to be driving by.
Well, I mean, and it was funny because when I texted you, because I know how like you are, and you're like, when I'm in something, I'm not in my phone. Like,
I try to be there
and respect, and
I try
just,
to
like,
be there,
admire about you.
Yeah.
And so I figured when I texted you, probably you weren't going to reply. But I was like, in the off chance that she just checks her phone and it's like, oh my gosh, like we're at this address or whatever. Like we would have just literally driven by, blasted the music louder, called you, been like, hey, we're outside. Just like, hey, what's up? Hayley's like party, you know.
Yeah.
Driven on by, no problem. But yeah, when you didn't reply, I was like, good for her. Like, I love it. I'm here for it. But we're literally going to be in your zone.
Yeah.
So like, whatever. If we can drive by your people, then we want to drive by
I
your
wanted
people.
to see it in real.
It's not too late.
Time.
It's very much
I'll see it
so
eventually,
live.
I'm sure.
Yeah, you will.
I'm putting
fucking awesome.
And we're going to make it happen.
100%. Well, good. I'm glad our Halloweens were rad.
It was.
And full of drunkenness and meatballs.
It was. It was.
Right.
And I guess that transitions us into today.
Yeah.
Not today when you're listening to this today, but today when we're recording this today. Because today is a very special day.
It is a very special day.
Today is the 1-year podiversary of Weirdify.
Podiversary? Oh, you cute. Yeah, it is.
Because anniversary just to me sounds too romantic and blah.
Yeah, we're not romantic and blah.
No. And so, yeah, it's our 1-year podiversary. A year ago today, Weirdify went live.
Yeah.
This was the first day that our voices were put on the interwebs for everyone and their mother to enjoy.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's been a journey. I'm very excited for what the next year holds.
Me too. Oh, I love you, Hayley.
I love you too. All right, we're not mushy at all.
No, we're not mushy at all. I'm just going to shove this straw up my nose.
You have another nostril. Make it even.
I'm going to just... We're not mushy. We're not gushy. I just am going to be over here shoving straws up my nose.
Yeah. All right. Well, so this episode...
Episode 29.
It's 30.
No. Last one was 28.
Last one was 29.
No, it wasn't.
Are you sure?
100%. Episode 29.
28, 29, 30. No, you're correct because there's 3 What's the Weirds.
Episode 29.
Episode 29 of Weirdify. Hayley's a derp. She can't count.
But we love her anyway.
It's part of my charm, right?
Episode 29 of Weirdify.
Yep, episode 29. This week we are covering...
Dun, 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 dun.
Allergies.
That's right.
We're covering weird / strange / insert synonym here. Allergies.
Insert perverted.
Perverted?
You know, I take after my co-host.
Okay, let me, for the record, just say that the past couple of episodes, Amanda has been wearing the pervert hat.
Nope. I stole it from you, and after this episode, I give it back.
Okay.
We're going to make a pervert hat for you, and it's
Please. All I want is a pervert hat. I'll wear it around, and people will be like, the hell is that? And I'll be like, you just don't get it.
You don't understand.
Yeah. I'll hopefully at that time have like a Weirdify t-shirt that just says, let's get weird. So when they see my pervert hat, I can turn around and it just says, let's get weird.
Let's get weird.
And then they'll be like, this just makes me feel even more uncomfortable. Goodbye. Yeah. And they'll walk away and I'll be like, you just don't get it.
You don't get
You don't understand.
You don't even get it, bro. You don't even
don't even go here.
No, like, try to, but, like, you don't. So stop.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Wow. Okay. Perverted.
Yeah.
Okay. I was not anticipating this, but Amanda gets to go first. She's ready.
Nope. 29.
Yeah. Her nostrils are straw free.
That's right.
She's ready and waiting.
All right. You ready?
To enlighten us all. I'm very ready.
Okay, great. Here I go.
Here you go.
All right, so weird allergies. I am sure that we likely know what an allergy is, but in case we don't, the definition: a misguided reaction to foreign substances by the immune system, or a reaction by your immune system that doesn't bother most people, is like simpler terms.
Mm-hmm.
Typical allergies can range from food like shellfish or nuts. And because I just finished flight attendant training, I can say that there's a lot of airlines that no longer serve peanuts.
Yeah, they serve pretzels or Chex Mix.
That's
well,
right.
Chex-esque mix.
I flew home on Delta, and they served goldfish. Goldfish, or I believe peanuts. Don't quote me on that, but I saw the goldfish. I pretty much slept the whole way home, if I'm being honest. But there was
I
bags.
want to be on an airline that serves goldfish. That's ideal.
Fly Delta, baby.
Okay.
Goldfish.
I haven't flown Delta in a very long time, but okay.
And or like they won't serve peanuts, or they'll serve it on flights that they know nobody has an allergy to, which I don't know how you know. Nobody.
When you book your ticket, there's probably a question or a bubble that you click.
True. Hayley and I know someone who will start sneezing uncontrollably if they are around peanut butter. Okay. Other common allergies include pollen, dust mites, latex, animals, or insect bites and stings, which I feel like I have a bit of an allergy to insect bites.
I feel like I do too.
But on the scale of weird allergies, there are definitely some bizarre ones out there. Like people who have allergic reactions to exercise or water touching their skin. Some women even have allergic reactions to their own hormonal progesterone swings during their period, resulting in some of them even having their ovaries removed because the allergy is so bad.
Wow.
But the allergy I'm going to be talking about is the allergy to semen.
Okay.
What?
Oh, I'm just very excited.
Oh,
you're
good.
the pervert and I'm not.
Yep. This is wrong, baby girl. The way that you like exhaled, I thought you had done semen.
I did not do semen.
Okay, good. All right.
I mean, I've done semen, but I did not choose it as my topic for tonight.
Perfect.
She's still there, ladies and gentlemen. Okay.
Still our resident
perv. All right, sippy, and then tell me about semen.
Oh, I will tell you all about semen. All the things you didn't know that you needed to know about cum.
Perfect.
So this initially caught my interest because it seemed like the most natural thing to have a reaction to. In of themselves, allergies are weird. Your body is having a reaction, and sometimes a deadly one. Like people are going into anaphylactic shock in response to something that isn't supposed to kill you or supposed to affect your body at all. Like the allergies that I mentioned earlier, peanuts aren't inherently dangerous or deadly, nor are dogs or grass or dust mites, but the way that your body reacts to them is what gives that person their specific set of reactions, right?
Right.
But the idea of being allergic to something that is so truly natural and how we have all come to be, no pun intended, had me intrigued. So it was first documented by a gynecologist in the 1950s. Human seminal plasma hypersensitivity is what it's called.
Wow, fancy.
Okay, so fancy words. I won't say that again.
Schmancy.
That's only once.
Okay.
It's going to be the semen allergy. So that's the technical name for the allergy, and it's when the body reacts to a specific protein in the semen. And it is rare in males, but it's not unheard of. And there are actually males that can have a reaction to their own semen. And
that sucks.
I will touch on that later in my spiel.
Okay.
Though HSPS, or semen allergy, appears to occur more commonly in biological females, affecting roughly 40,000 females in the U.S., An interesting fact is that you may experience an allergy to one partner and not another. That was just something I thought I would note in reading, that some partners' makeup you might react to, and then this partner's makeup you might not. You're not necessarily allergic to all semen if you have a reaction, but it's just going on with like one particular person, right?
Right.
Okay. So doctors are unaware of what protein specifically causes the reaction, but they think that there may be certain medications or food allergens that could be found in sperm as well. So like if you're taking this certain medication, like people may have a reaction to that. Or
Got
like
it.
if you're allergic to these foods, then
Right.
you might be allergic to this protein in semen.
Kind of
as
like
well.
when they say if a guy eats pineapple, their jizz tastes like pineapple, and then the properties of the pineapple are in there. So if you're allergic to pineapple, you're going to have a bad time, basically.
Right. We are on the same page 22. Great. All right. So how do they diagnose you? So it's recommended to make an appointment with your doctor. And I'm going to say this again in another point, but I am not a doctor. I know nothing.
You're
Okay?
not?
Nope.
I was very much convinced.
But I'm just saying all of this is like, take it with a grain of salt. We're just a couple of girls trying to like record
We're just
a podcast.
a couple of girls using the Google.
Okay, so how they diagnose you, like, listen.
Don't trust us and our Google knowledge on
I
how to
am not-
knowledge your Google.
I am not WebMD, okay?
I'm not WebMD.
Don't do it.
Know your Google.
All right. So it is recommended to make an appointment with your doctor if you do have any of the symptoms that I'm about to mention after contact with seminal fluid, which is a lovely way of saying cum.
Frothy.
Frothy fluid. I like that better. Frothy fluid.
Frothy fluid.
You're going to make that appointment with your doctor and you're going to tell them about your symptoms. And then they can do what's called a prick test to see if that's...
Okay, God, we need to keep going. Okay, continue.
Okay, so they're going to do a prick test and they are going to see if that is what actually is causing your symptoms. So there may be other tests. Again, I'm not a doctor, but this is what I found. Normally they do prick tests to see if like that's what you're experiencing. So here's
What do they prick?
your arm
Oh.
with your partner's semen.
Oh, so kind of like they do the food allergy test where they like kind of put it on your skin and see what happens. I see.
Okay. So some of the symptoms that you may have, symptoms of this allergy when localized, and then there's also systemic. Did you know about systemic and localized reactions? Because I didn't. I learned
Systemic
something.
is throughout the entire body, whereas localized is in one specific area.
Great. Hayley said it absolutely flawlessly. So when localized, they affect one area that the semen touches, and they can include burning or itching. Blisters may even form, and the skin might turn red. In other cases, the person may have a systemic reaction where they break out in hives. Some have abdominal pain or swelling. Some lose consciousness. Some have difficulty breathing. They might start wheezing, and some even go into anaphylactic shock.
Oh my God.
There are other symptoms too that, like, I'm not kidding. Like, there's a lot of symptoms that I just decided, like, I wouldn't just list all of the symptoms
There's
here.
a lot.
There's a lot. It's like any allergic reaction that you
Wow.
might have to anything, you can have to semen as well if you're
Wow.
allergic to something in the
Wow.
semen. People have been known to keep an EpiPen with them during sex, just in case it's needed.
Wow.
Right? So how do you avoid it so that you can still get your freak on? So condoms are the easiest solution, but I understand why they are not the best for everybody. You can also get an injection. So some people get an allergy shot for mold or pet dander, and some get it for semen.
Gotta make it work, I guess.
I mean, whatever you gotta do, get your freak on. There is also desensitization, where allergists have learned that by injecting small doses into the vagina, you can build up a tolerance to the protein that your body overreacts to. Now, if you have this reaction and you don't have a vagina, they will isolate the proteins that you react to, and they will give you an injection under your skin. To maintain your tolerance to the protein, sex is recommended every 2 days. So more sex is recommended than less sex.
You build up your tolerance for it.
That's right.
Would make sense.
It's like anything.
Sure.
All right. For women who have severe cases, it can definitely limit their sex lives and make it difficult to conceive for obvious reasons.
Right.
IVF might be an option if desensitization doesn't work for you. And then I just wanted to talk about this other thing that came up in my research a lot.
Okay.
And it's totally connected, not necessarily directly, but also kind of directly. And so I just kind of wanted to talk about it. So
Okay.
there is something called post-orgasmic illness syndrome, usually occurring in men, but can occur in women, where the person has an orgasm and then gets flu-like symptoms. The symptoms can start seconds, minutes, and or hours after the orgasm, and they'll last anywhere from 2 to 7 days. Symptoms seem to appear in clusters. As such, you may have, and this is one cluster, general flu-like symptoms like a fever or sweating or just feeling sick. And then you might have a cluster of symptoms like fatigue, difficulty concentrating, finding your words, avoiding light, or even being depressed. And then there are specific body part clusters where you're going to have specific symptoms per that body part. So you might have specific symptoms in your head, eyes, nose, or throat. So like if you have head symptoms, you're going to experience like a headache or like heavy-headedness, right?
Sure.
If you have symptoms in your eyes, you're going to experience like itchy eyes or red eyes, something like that. If you experience symptoms in your nose, you're going to experience like congestion or like a runny nose, kind of that type of thing.
Right.
Or in your throat, you might experience like a tight throat and or like a sore throat, something like that. And then you might also have muscle aches, weakness, or stiffness of muscles as well. So like all flu-like symptoms, but they seemed to congregate in like a very specific area of the body, if that makes sense.
Sure.
So the cause is unknown, but doctors do think that in men, the reaction is when a man is allergic to his own semen. So that's kind of why I thought I would bring it up, because it's like not only are you allergic to your own semen, if that's the case, which is technically speaking an autoimmune disease, but is still like an allergy in a sense, like your body is having an allergic reaction to you,
right?
Which is an autoimmune situation, but worth mentioning for the allergy thing. In women, they guess that there is an antigen that triggers the symptoms from tissue in the upper walls of the vagina. Treatments are few. Some are treated with antihistamines and benzodiazepines. Sorry if I pronounced that wrong. Mom, correct me. Thanks.
You're not a doctor. You've said. You did a disclaimer.
I am not.
You are not a doctor.
I'm not a doctor. But what happens is that most reduce their sex. Like if they're having a literal reaction to them having an orgasm, they're going to reduce sex and or they are going to schedule sex within a time with which they can actually recover from those symptoms. So like 2 to 7 days, okay, we could do it over a weekend, but like 7 is a lot.
Right.
And or people just remain abstinent.
That's no fun.
Agreed. I totally agree, girl. But you know, I mean, you do what you got to do.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's like.
I mean, I'd probably be saying something different if I was allergic to semen. So
agreed. Or like your own. Anything like. Oh my god, I'm gonna like get horny and have like a moment to myself.
Like secretions, and then you're like, no, you're gonna be in significant pain.
I'm not. I'm gonna have like 5 days of recovery. No thanks.
Yeah, no, not ideal.
So the desensitization methods apply to this if in fact your symptoms come from the reaction from your own sperm. So like if you are having reactions from your own sperm, okay, and you're having all these flu-like symptoms, you can try these desensitization methods where they like inject you with your own sperm to like desensitize yourself from this. Interesting.
But do they have to do that early on then?
It's just like when you go to a doctor, they can just start like giving these treatments to you. Doctors can inject you with your own sperm regularly, and it doesn't make your symptoms go away entirely, but it can reduce them enough to make it, I don't know, worth it? Like,
tolerable?
Exactly. Yes, tolerable is a much better word.
Okay.
So my hope is that every woman or man can find a solution to the allergy, be it because of yourself or because of your man, because everyone should experience the joy of semen. Is that you clapping?
That was me clapping.
It was balls clapping.
It could be whatever you want it to be. In real life, they were my hands, but if you want to imagine they were balls clapping, then you absolutely go right on ahead.
I'm cutting out balls clapping.
No.
Oh, okay.
Don't cut out balls clapping. Balls are important too.
All right, fine.
Balls make the semen.
Right.
So don't cut them out.
Okay.
Well, that was fascinating.
Yeah, I did some diving and then some like special diving and then like Olympic diving and then I found semen.
No splash. 10 out of 10. 7 from the German judge.
Exactly. Not even a sprinkle actually from this one. So, yeah. So, great. We're moving on from semen to...
You touched on what I'm going to do in your list of ones.
I don't know. Everything can be perverted right now.
Always.
We're talking about semen.
Everything can be perverted always, not just right now.
I mean, it's true.
You're not fooling nobody.
Fool. No, I'm just kidding.
Of semen? Good God.
See?
Men? Oh, no. All right, ready?
Oh, girl.
Okay. Dust.
Hold on. Can you repeat that?
Dust.
I burped right when you said...
Did you? I didn't even hear you burp.
I don't know what you're saying. Dust. Dust. And I burped right when you said dust into the microphone.
Okay. Do you have to burp at all anymore?
It's gone. I let it out when you said dust.
Okay. So dust and pet dander, these are the things that I have been allergic to my entire life. Now, although these...
You?
Yeah.
No.
I'm allergic to dust. Pet dander, specifically cats, have been my entire life, but it's only if I rub my eyes or they scratch me. It's gotten worse as I've gotten older, and it's now transitioned to dogs. And it usually is just their saliva if they scratch me or if I pet them and I rub my eyes.
Thank you for clarifying.
You're welcome.
Because you've had pets all the time I've known you, so I needed some clarification. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Thank you. Y-E-W. Thank you. But, like, not Y-O-U. Like, we're not just, like, thanking you. We're thanking you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Anyway.
Thank you.
Dust and pet dander.
Right.
So those are the things I've been allergic to my entire life. Now, although these have been a slight insignificance over the years, there are some allergies that are much more severe and make life extremely more difficult, I'm sure. Just to name a few: exercise, loose change, human touch, sunlight, and then the allergy that I will be covering today is water.
Oh, you're doing water!
So I will say that although Michael's not allergic to water, Michael is... I don't want to say allergic to human touch.
I seriously almost talked about this.
Really? Yeah. So he has, oh my God, it's like dermographitis or something like that.
Yeah.
And it's where basically you can, like, we just draw dicks on his back because what else would you draw?
If somebody's skin raises.
Exactly. Yeah. And so I didn't realize. I was like, oh shit, wow, okay. And I told him that when he came into my office today, and I was like, you have this? And he's like, I do. And I was like, yeah. And he's like, oh, okay.
She would.
Okay, so again, I will be covering water. So aquagenic urticaria is a very rare allergy to water. Now let me start by explaining what a urticaria is. An urticaria...
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Urticaria is the medical term for a raised red itchy rash that we have all come to know as hives. It is said that 1/5 of the population will have hives at some point in their life because it is such a common ailment. So aquagenic urticaria is in fact what happens when a person comes in contact with water and they develop this itchy rash. According to researchers, the alkalinity, acidity, and temperature of the water... I'm sorry, let me burn you.
Yes, you are buying me. Thank you.
Thank you. Oh my God.
I'm not allowed to yawn in my own house.
Oh, no, you can yawn. It's just when you're like...
I know. I was like, fuck, that was so dramatic.
When I'm trying to tell a story, and I'm like...
Right into the microphone. Amanda.
Pull it together. Oh, my God. Okay. So according to researchers, the alkalinity, acidity, and temperature of the water actually are not the factors caused in the reaction, and they still haven't figured out what specifically causes the reaction, but there are theories. One claims that the additives such as chlorine in water is actually what causes the reaction, which would make sense to me, but then that's not really just the water. That's an additive in the water. So therefore it's not an allergy to water. It's just the chemicals in it, right?
Right.
But then even in chemical-free extra distilled water, this can happen, which then eliminates that theory. Some believe it really isn't an allergy at all. It's more likely an immune reaction to something in the body. One theory states that the outermost layer of our skin is made up of dead skin cells and oils, and when these components mix with water or come in contact with water, it may cause them to release toxins, which therefore causes an immune reaction. So the rash can be painful and itchy. It commonly appears on the neck, arms, chest, and back, but it can appear anywhere on the body. Within just a couple of minutes of being exposed to water, people can experience the following symptoms: erythema, which is the reddening of the skin, a burning sensation, lesions, welts, and inflammation. And in even more severe cases, simply drinking water can cause an intense symptom. And some of these intense symptoms include a rash around the mouth, difficulty swallowing, wheezing, and difficulty breathing. The good news is that when you dry your body off, the symptoms should lessen within 30 to 60 minutes.
That is good news.
Yeah.
So, like, if you just leave it on you, it's going to be like...
It's just going to significantly get worse and worse. Ugh. But the sooner you get it off your body and off the contact with your skin, it
And I was reading, like, I don't know where or why, but once the water's in the tissue, it's, like, okay. But when it's, like, literally on the surface, that's when it's really rough.
Yeah. Which is surprising, because
we're made of, like, 70% of water. But
I'll kind of touch on that.
On the top. Oh, I'm so glad you did this. I almost did this because I remember having a conversation with Unicorn Dad a long time ago where I was like, no, people have an allergic reaction to water. And he was like... But
we're made of water. How is that possible?
Yeah, exactly. And I was like, I don't know. It just is. Like, it touches your skin and you have a reaction. And he was just like, no, like, I don't get it. Or like, I don't know. I'm not trying to discredit my dad. He's so fucking smart. Seriously. Right. But he was like, no, like, I don't know. But I wanted to touch on this for that reason. So I was like, no, this is legit. But I'm so glad that I didn't have to.
This one's for you, Unicorn Dad.
What's up, Daddy?
This is a thing. Your daughter was right.
People are allergic to water.
People are allergic to water.
Give me credit, man.
So Aquagenic Urticaria is diagnosed performing what is called a water challenge test. During this test, the doctor places a 95-degree water compress on your upper body, which is supposed to trigger a reaction. The symptoms should begin within about 15 minutes, and the test is performed on the upper body because apparently the legs and lower half of the body tend to not have as much of a reaction when it comes in contact with water.
Okay.
My guess is it's like your upper body, because that's where a lot of the important organs are, would be my guess. But I'm just totally I'm speculating.
No, I mean, that makes sense. Or like everything is closer to your heart.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So again, just a speculation, but makes sense. Since AU is a very rare condition, the treatment options are simply there to help make the condition more manageable, but cannot cure it. To date, there have been no large-scale studies conducted since the avoidance of water is just pretty much on the whole not practical for people.
Right. Makes sense.
Yeah. Though the results do vary, the following treatments are available. So the first is antihistamines, which is usually used in any type of allergic reaction or form of hives, and it's the first line of defense. It's simply a drug that helps combat the allergens that cause regular allergy symptoms and discomfort. Creams can also help act as a barrier between a person's skin and the water. Often these are petroleum-based products.
Oh, yes, I did hear that Do people put like Vaseline on
Yeah,
to like
to help
literally make a barrier?
Right. It's like when you waterproof like fabric or shoes or leather or something. Same type of concept, just kind of rolls off or at least acts as like an extra layer of protection. UV light therapy is also used and has been known to be successful within a few patients. The final option is something called omalizumab. And this is apparently a medication that can be injected, and it's usually used for people with very severe asthma.
Okay.
Since there is no cure, the best way to prevent future attacks and symptoms is to simply limit the length of your showers and try to limit any water-based activities. Unfortunately, water in all forms may cause AU, and that includes tap and salt water, swimming pools, sweat, tears, and even saliva. In my research, I did find an interview with a woman who states that, quote, taking baths is like swimming in bleach and snorkeling in the ocean is her idea of hell. And this is the story of Rachel Warwick. She says that having AU is like being stung by nettle bushes while simultaneously dealing with severe hay fever every single day. She says that the painful, swollen, itchy rash makes her feel as if she has run a marathon and has to sit down afterward, and that the pain from this makes her cry, which then makes her face puff up. Aww. Which made me really sad. It's like a downward spiral of suck.
Seriously. Aww.
It was very sad.
Rachel.
And so my biggest question, kind of like you had touched on, was how does she survives, since approximately 60% of the human body is made up of water. And from what I understand, apparently the water that resides inside of our body regularly is not a problem. It's simply when water comes into contact with our actual skin, that it causes these allergic reactions. So I was like, okay, well, I guess that makes sense. I guess once it gets past that first layer, then your body just kind of like, it assimilates into part of your body.
Right.
And then it's not that big of a deal.
But it's not so much like a reaction of, yes, we are made of 70% water, but it's more of a reaction of what our skin is doing to that.
Right.
Which is not necessarily what we're made up of.
Right.
Which is what, like, I had touched on in the very beginning, where it's like an allergy is something that your body is having a reaction where most people don't.
Right.
Where it's like, it's just your body thinking it's something foreign, and it's not. Like, peanuts is not, it's just a peanut. It's just
a peanut.
It's just water. It's just dust mites. It's just this or that. Well, you know, whatever. The list piles on. It's just shellfish. Like, everything in of its essence is natural, but your body thinks it's a foreign substance.
Yeah, it's
and
reading it some other way.
It's going to do all the walls of get out, you're not welcome, whatever it needs to be, so that you stay safe, but it's like a false alert, if you will.
No, I hear you.
Yeah.
I hear you.
That's how I read allergies after kind of like digging into it a little bit for this episode.
Yeah, no.
It's like a false alert where your body's like, no. And you're like, no, it's just a peanut.
Yeah.
But you're like, no.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to die if I eat a peanut.
Right. Well, if you think about it.
I'm going to go into like some sort of anaphylactic shock if I eat a peanut. Yeah.
Right. Well, if you think about it, if we're going to take it to a much more intense level, you think about HIV AIDS and going back to how it's an immune system situation, and how HIV AIDS can basically mask other like good parts of the body so that your body's just slowly starts attacking itself.
Yeah.
So it just, your body's registering it this way, and that's why it's such an intense disease.
Yeah.
Same concept with allergies. It's just, you know, luckily there are things to help combat your body being able to realize like, oh, this isn't as bad. And then, you know, you have EpiPens and all of these things. So, So Rachel has been experiencing AU since she was 12 years old, after she experienced a rash after she had been swimming. So her official caregiver today is her husband, who has stated that during the winter rains, she can't even leave the house. Rachel limits herself to showering once per week, and she avoids exercise and heavy clothes or anything that would help her sweat. She continues to go through the different treatments that doctors prescribe, but still suffers from AU. I, for one, hope that they're able to find a cure for it that causes some well-needed relief so that people like Rachel can do the things that they'd like to do. To quote Rachel, she says that she just wants to find a cure so that she can go swimming at a leisure center and go dancing in the rain.
Oh my gosh.
I know, isn't that sad?
Rachel, it's going to happen for you.
It is.
I feel it. Well, Rachel, I hope you find your dancing in the rain. I really do. Really, truly, I really do.
Yeah. I hope that there's some sort of cure that helps you do all of the things that you want to do.
Yeah.
And maintain a much more quote-unquote normal life, because her obviously normal life looks significantly different than what our normal life looks like, you know?
I hope you find it.
And that is an allergy to
Yes.
dihydrogen monoxide.
Dihydrogen monoxide. Well, thanks, folks.
Thanks, folks. We hope that you've learned a lot about different allergies.
Yep.
We hope you've learned a lot about water.
Yep.
And we hope you learned a lot about semen. I know that I did.
I mean,
I love me
yeah.
some semen. Maybe we can take that out.
no, we leave it in, girl. It's staying the fuck in.
And I love me some water. So
Yes.
I'm not allergic to either.
Right.
So cheers.
Cheers. Right. But anybody who is, we hope that you can find, you know, whatever treatments. Rachel, we hope you can find that whatever it is that you need to dance in the rain, girl. I mean, throw on a rain jacket, do what you got to do. I don't know. But my heart goes out to anybody who has these allergies, which, you know, I brought up mine because it felt like such a normal thing where it's like, this
You just
is
don't think about it,
literally,
too.
it's so natural. Like, this is how we all are, is because of like these two things coming together. And some people are, you know, having this reaction to it or / having a reaction to themselves. And then we are, you know, on to your topic, we are like 70% water, and then some people have a reaction to water touching their skin. So, yeah, it's a crazy world, and don't assume you know it all. And, you know, people are living totally different lives than you.
Right.
And just because somebody looks like you or me, it doesn't mean that they are living the same life as you or me.
Maybe they've never danced in the rain.
And maybe that's all they want to do.
Maybe that's all they want to do. Oh, that makes me really sad.
Oh, don't cry, Hayley.
I won't cry. I'm
It's
fine.
okay.
If I cry, it's because of the vodka.
It's okay.
Yeah. So if any of you guys have any strange experiences with your own allergies, if you have a
even,
strange
like,
allergy.
Seriously, if you have an allergy to peanuts and you've had like a crazy incident.
Yeah.
We would like to hear, even if it's just like.
We're glad
not-
you're here first and foremost.
Right.
We're glad that nothing bad happened.
Exactly. But even if it is like not super duper strange, like if you've had something crazy happen and you feel like, well, my allergy's not that strange, just, you know, whatever. We want to hear it anyways. So if you have an allergy to peanuts or just something that isn't semen or water, I mean, I almost, I truly almost started touching on sunlight. There's people that have
those were my two. I was going to do sunlight or water, and I was like, water sounds more interesting.
Yeah, like people literally walk outside in the sun and break out in hives, and it's a whole, I mean, if you have anybody or you know anybody or you yourself suffer from any kind of allergies, or you want to send us in a story where you have been on a plane where somebody served you peanuts and it wasn't from me.
Yeah.
Please.
And you were like, I wanted the damn goldfish.
I wanted the goddamn pretzels.
Amanda would serve you goldfish.
I would.
She would serve it with a smile.
Big old fatty smile.
A big old fatty smile.
Yeah, I'm going to put like little Weirdify stickers underneath each package of peanuts
you are.
I pass out. No, I'm totally kidding.
You are.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah, you are.
But yes, please send it into weirdifypodcast@gmail.com. We would love to hear from you. And amongst other places that you can reach us, I'm sure you already know, but weirdifypodcast.com. You can hit us up on...
everything is pretty much at Weirdify Podcast. That's Instagram, Twitter. You can find us on YouTube, Facebook. Yeah. And again, this is our 1-year anniversary. And on top of sending us your own stories, what do you want to see from us or hear from us into our podcast?
Exactly.
What would you want to hear from us in this next year?
Yeah.
We're looking to branch.
We
want to venture into TikTok because we're just a couple of millennials trying to live our best millennial life.
That's right.
So hit us up. Yeah, so we want to give you whatever content it is that you're looking for, and we're excited for this next year. But yeah, you know where to find us.
Yep.
If not, just you'll know where to find us.
Look at anywhere and you'll find us on Weirdify Podcast.
That's yep.
We will come at you again with another episode in a couple weeks. Y'all know the drill. And until then, please, as always, keep
it weird.